at webroot.com/Kim. This 75% offer is exclusive for my listeners only. Go to webroot.com/Kim. That's webroot.com/Kim. Webroot.com/Kim.
History is unfolding, and you're listening to it on News Talk 710 KURV, Edinburgh, McAllen, Harlingen, Brownsville.
From New Mexico to New England, I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Millions of Americans prepping for a blast of winter.
If the storm comes in as predicted, it will take time for roads to be cleared and passable.
Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger declared a state of emergency. Many other governors have done the same.
This is going to be a big, impactful event.
That's Ken Graham, director of the National Weather Service, who tells Fox some areas will get over a foot of snow.
It's not just the snow. In some places, it's the snow, and it'll be sleet and ice. We're going to have large areas of sleet, with making travel absolutely hazardous.
And thick ice could coat areas from Texas to the Carolinas. There's an anti-ice protest planned in Minnesota today, but not the weather kind. Angry over immigration enforcement raids, organizers are calling for people to skip work and school and not shop. The day after Vice President Vance went to Minneapolis.
Come out and protest me, protest our immigration policy, but do it peacefully. If you assault a law enforcement officer, the Trump administration and the Department of Justice is going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
There's another big demonstration today in Washington, the annual March for Life. Thousands will gather speaking out against abortion. The day after President Trump created the Board of Peace at the World Economic Forum that some U.S. allies refused to join. He went on Truth Social disinviting Canada.
Prime Minister Carney had said during his speech Tuesday at the World Economic Forum, the era of American dominance is no longer working for countries like his and others.
We are in the midst of a rupture, not a transition.
President Trump, in his speech on Wednesday,
Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements.
Carney responds in a national address. Canada doesn't live because of the United States. Canada thrives because we are Canadian.
Fox's Chris Foster. Speaking of peace, in the attempt to stop the war in Ukraine, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff goes from Moscow, where he talked to Russia's leader after a Trump meeting with Ukraine's president. Witkoff goes to the United Arab Emirates, holding talks with officials from Ukraine and Russia in the same room. America's listening to Fox News.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
There's another Trump Truth Social post this morning. The president touting his trip to Davos, Switzerland, in the framework of a deal on Greenland, the Denmark territory that he's demanded become part of the U.S. for national security.
President Trump says the agreement would give the U.S. the ability to do what it needs to do in Greenland, including using the territory for the Golden Dome missile defense system.
That is so much better for us and for Europe to have that piece of ice covered by the Golden Dome.
Greenland's Prime Minister Jens Frederik Nielsen says he has not seen concrete details, but adds Greenland and Denmark have red lines.
Talking about acquiring Greenland and so on, that's of course unacceptable.
But the premier says there is now a high-level working group negotiating a solution for both parties. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Congress is on deadline, 1 week to go before another government shutdown, unless there's new funding. And there's progress on that.
The House approves the final slate of 4 spending bills totaling about $1.2 trillion to avert a partial government shutdown at the end of the month.
This is a monumental achievement.
Republican Speaker Mike Johnson told reporters that getting all the appropriation bills across the finish line was not easy.
The House has now passed all 12 appropriations bills, and the Senate will soon do the same, and the president is going to sign them into law. What a concept, gentlemen.
The toughest bill to pass was funding for Homeland Security. Democratic leaders opposed the bill as tensions flared over the ICE crackdown in Minneapolis. The Senate is expected to take up the spending bills when it returns from recess next week ahead of a January 30th deadline. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are down after a two-day rebound from a massive sell-off as the price of oil rises $1 this morning, back over $60 a barrel. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's all-American truck headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Just like that, it's another Friday edition of the Valley's Morning News. Finally, Friday edition. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz, and we have Jason Caterina from AccuWeather. He's going to give us the play-by-play on that cold front crossing Texas. Hitting North Texas today. Got some frozen precip in the forecast for them. Central Texas, that might be an issue as well. So pay attention to the travel forecast if you're driving north. And for us, of course, temperatures in the 30s on a Saturday night to Sunday, a Sunday to Monday, Monday to Tuesday. It's going to be cold overnight and real chilly daytime as well. So stand by for AccuWeather in about 3 minutes. Here's a recap of some of the news you need to know this morning. So west of us in Laredo, the sheriff there, who also is the brother of Congressman Henry Cuellar, has been indicted on federal fraud charges. Webb County Sheriff Martin Cuellar appeared in court this week, pleaded not guilty. Investigators saying that Sheriff Cuellar and two of his deputies operated a cleaning company that used county employees and county supplies. That company secured a $500,000 contract to clean schools in Laredo during the COVID pandemic. One deputy has already pleaded guilty to charges in the case. At 7:07 on the Valley's Morning News. A teacher at Mercedes High School is facing charges of child grooming. The male teacher was arraigned this week, received a $20,000 bond. The school district saying they received a tip on the male teacher having an inappropriate relationship with a student. The people behind the state's power grid saying that there will be no repeat of the big power outage from that Arctic storm 5 years ago.
They say the power grid is in much better shape than it was during Winter Storm Uri. At least 246 people died after lengthy power outages and days of below freezing temperatures. Pablo Vegas, head of ERCOT, says they changed a lot since then. They've been doing weatherization inspections of power generation and transmission facilities over the last few years.
We actually get people out on the ground at those sites and take a look at the weatherization to make sure that they can withstand extreme cold weather that comes with a weekend like what we're going to see.
He says generators and transmission line operators on notice. They must have all capacity available this weekend. Barbara Schwartz, News Talk 710 KURV.
And meantime, airlines have already rolled out sweeping travel waivers because of all the delays that they expect.
Southwest Airlines said it anticipates delays and cancellations across parts of the South and East and is allowing customers to rebook or travel standby within a 2-week window without change fees. American expanded similar travel waivers across its network, including major hubs at DFW and Charlotte, warning that a mix of winter weather and strong winds could slow airport operations and ripple into widespread delays.
That's Jeff Burkett with that report. And on the national calendar, I don't know when they stopped doing the cursive writing, right? And it should have been, what would you say, Fred, like maybe 10, 15 years ago, right? Do your babies do the cursive thing? But your babies go to private school on your bloated salary. Yeah, right. you can afford the private school. But in public school, I don't think they've done cursive for. Anyway, today is National Handwriting Day.
Graphologists say your signature says a lot about you. Looping a Y means you have a good imagination. Rounded letters, good personality. Cross that letter T at the top, high self-esteem. And a messy signature means you're a quick thinker. But watch out for pen pressure, sharp angles, and wide spacing. Those are signs of a serial killer. And we may never know about the new generation, as writing was stopped in the U.S. in 2010.
Let me take a look.
I'm Bree Tennis.
Jason Caterina's signature.
It looks like a doctor's.
Yeah.
There's a J and there's a C, and the rest of it's just kind of a line.
Chicken scratch. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We know who that is, though. Some of those angles a bit too sharp, man. I don't know about you. What are you doing on your downtime? AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina is joining us. Big thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch. Always got what you need at Martin Farm and Ranch, Monte Cristo in Edinburgh. Yes, ready. Yeah. Say again? You got it. Let's take a look at the freezing, well, close to, or perhaps barely freezing weather for the valley as a result of this nasty cold front. So when does the cold front arrive, and then how cold, and then overnight Sunday, overnight Monday, and all that? So what you got?
Well, you mentioned flight cancellations just before I came on. We're up to nearly 9,000 through Monday at this point. So,
Yeah.
traveling is going to be a disaster the next several days, and it's going to take quite a while for that to shake down and get back to normal. So do be aware, traveling is going to be very tough for us here in the Valley. We'll notice the big change as we head Saturday night into Sunday. That's when the front finally blows through our area. Winds will be shifting from the west-southwest on Saturday into the north on Saturday night, and then staying in the north on Sunday. So down near 40 as we head through Saturday night, only mid and upper 50s for highs on Sunday. But that north wind at 10 to 20 miles an hour are going to take a bite out of that temperature too.
Okay.
Then Sunday night, we're going to right now forecast to break the record that was set all the way back in 1966. That record's 35. We're forecast to be down to 34 in McAllen on Sunday night and 36 Monday night. So a couple of very cold nights ahead.
On Monday daytime again. So if it's low 30s, low to mid 30s, Sunday night to Monday, and same thing on Monday night, like Sunday to Monday, Monday to Tuesday in the 30s. So daytime highs, let's again, Monday and Tuesday, daytime highs. What would you say?
Monday, daytime highs, low to mid 50s, but again, still wind at 10 to 20 miles an hour. So it'll feel like it's down in the 40s.
Yeah.
And then colder Tuesday, it'll moderate quite a bit, jumping up into the upper 60s for Tuesday.
All right, Bill. Have a slice or throw it in someone's face, the entire pie. It's a National Pie Day today. And enjoy it. So for me, it'd be a cherry pie. Freddie likes the coconut meringue. And I have not seen the coconut meringue at Lubby's, Freddie. They haven't been serving
You
it
have
at
to make
Lubby's.
your own now, I think.
Yeah, right? Because I've been going there to buy you a slice.
Yeah.
They used to make it at Luby's, but they don't make it there anymore. Anyway, call you next hour, pal. Thanks for the update. That's AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. It's going to be nasty in Central Texas, North Texas. Yeah, it's not a good weekend to travel there. Our friend Ramsey Ramirez, from Comic-Con fame and other. So he had this card collectors show and autograph signing show, like bringing in people from, the cage fighting people from, there's like a superstar from UFC and Jose Canseco, right? And other big names, Cowboys. And they had to postpone that because, well, they can't fly into the Valley as a result of all the cancellations and the ripple effect. So stay tuned for that collector card and memorabilia show that Ramsey was planning for this weekend in McAllen. It's been postponed as a result of weather. Time is 7:13. This is the Valley's Morning News. There's a new study that will look into whether there are any negative health impacts from cell phone radiation.
The Department of Health and Human Services says the study will look at electromagnetic radiation and possible gaps in current science. The National Cancer Institute says that evidence so far suggests that cell phone use does not cause brain or other kinds of cancer, while the World Health Organization points to prior research saying there's no adverse health effect linked with exposure to wireless technologies. I'm Mark Mayfield.
President Trump saying U.S. naval forces headed toward the Persian Gulf region and telling the media that his administration is continuing to watch Iran. President Trump saying that perhaps U.S. naval power will not be needed, but the ships need to be there just in case, his words. The president has threatened Iran over its crackdown, deadly crackdown on widespread anti-Iranian government protests. Many reports saying thousands have been killed by the mullahs. At 7:14 on the Valley's Morning News, back to Texas. Our neighbor, Elon Musk, is rolling out a new artificial intelligence taxi rival. He's starting in the state capitol.
Tesla is getting into the robotaxi business in Austin without a human safety driver in the front seat. The electric vehicle maker launched a limited deployment this past summer with a human behind the wheel for oversight, premiering the tech to a slew of influencers and groups of customers. And while the official rollout will see a mix of driverless and driver-in, the company plans to cut back on portions of their fleet with drivers over time.
A long list of creative folks who are writers or actors or voice actors, they're signing on to a new campaign to protest against the use of copyrighted work in AI material.
The Stealing Isn't Innovation campaign claims that the biggest tech companies are using American creators' work to build AI platforms without authorization or regard for copyright law. They also argue that by companies using these works in training models, it jeopardizes jobs, economic growth, and power supported by the U.S. creative industries. The list of signees include Scarlett Johansson, Cate Blanchett, the music group REM, author Brad Meltzer, and more. I'm Matt Mattinson.
Medical study from Denmark found that there might be a direct link between dementia and being overweight, obesity. Researchers in Denmark say that the study shows that being overweight and having high blood pressure has a direct cause in increasing vascular dementia risk. More medical news. Colorectal cancer deaths are continuing to climb in folks under the age of 50.
Deaths from colorectal cancer have gone up 1% each year since 1990, making the disease the number one cause of cancer deaths in younger people. The American Cancer Society says that's in stark contrast with the bigger picture, which shows overall cancer death rates for the under 50 group dropping 44% since 1990. Researchers say the trend is clear but poorly understood. I'm Jim Roop.
Time is 7:16. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. The state of oil and gas in Texas. Good times again now that America is drilling. Price of oil going down, price of gas pump going down. The benefits on the production and employment side. We'll talk about that with the chief of Texas Oil and Gas next on the Valley's Morning News.
Start the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic every day. Available online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com, your local CVS, ShopRite, Major Groceries, or Wegmans.
Introducing the newest destination for luxury in the Rio Grande Valley, the all-new Mercedes-Benz of Harlingen. Come visit Michael Fall, General Manager, today and discover the perfect blend of elegance and power in a new C300 sedan. Get yours for only $479 a month for 36 months. Now during the Holiday Love Celebration at the all-new Mercedes-Benz of Harlingen, a true triumph of luxury. Now open at their exceptional new state-of-the-art location at 8522 West Expressway 83 in Harlingen.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Sunday, it's Westwood One's coverage of the NFC playoffs as the LA Rams visit the Seattle Seahawks. Coverage begins at 5:30, powered by McAllen Bolt and News Talk 710 KURV.
Truly appreciate you tuning into 710 AM radio. And thank you, just like Freddie, just like yours truly. We all live on our smartphones, right? Checking information, scrolling, and listening to all sorts of audio. Well, thank you for making us your favorite radio station, tuning into information. Go find us online. Go find us on your smartphone. Listen to KURV on your smartphone. The free app is called Radio Para Mi. Download it and look for 710 KURV at the free app called Radio Para Mi. And we welcome back to the show, and we say Happy New Year to our former Ag Commissioner, way And we welcome back to the show. And we say Happy New Year to our former ag commissioner way back then. He has been, for several years now, president of Texas Oil and Gas, of that association. Todd Staples, welcome back to the program, amigo. So let's start with the energy report that you're bringing out, and maybe provide us a few sentences, maybe some of the more salient points for folks here in Deep South Texas.
Thanks, Sergio. Good to be with you. I think the real core message of our energy and economic impact report is that Texas doesn't run on opinion, it runs on power. And that power is consistently delivered by Texas oil and gas producers who paid a whopping $27 billion in state and local taxes and state royalties just last year. And Sergio, I think we need to put that in context, because we hear so much today of billions and trillions, and $27 billion exceeds the entire tax revenue of 34 states. So those states, could be doing what we're doing. We're building roads, we're funding our universities, we're funding our schools with these dollars. You don't have to live in the middle of the oil patch to be a beneficiary. And that $27 billion equates to $74 million each and every day. That continues to be the cornerstone of the Texas economy.
That's good. Well, let me just throw it out there. $27 billion. Man, that's almost as big as all the Medicaid fraud in the state of Minnesota, just to put it in perspective. I'm sorry.
No.
it popped up in my head. I had to get it out just to feel better. Todd Staples with Texas Oil and Gas got the annual energy and economic impact report. Hey, look at here. So at the Rio Grande Valley, Port of Brownsville, liquefied natural gas, all these pipelines coming down here. We got real world investment taking place, real jobs taking place here in Texas. So you talk about economic impact. Man, we see it as far as traditional energy here in the state of Texas. Thousands of jobs, thousands more coming, probably another node, all those wonderful things. It's good to have Donald Trump back at the White House, where we can actually use our own energy again and benefit from it and make some money and get some jobs. Tell me about the situation in Venezuela, speaking of Donald Trump. So after this, of course, President Trump had to sit down, and in the news like a couple of days back was ExxonMobil, and said, well, we can do without ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil said, man, we lost billions. We lost a lot of money. I don't know if we can invest there again. But the big players are not the only ones, right? I mean, we got some like mid-level other potential investors that would go in there and could refurbish, rebuild the infrastructure in Venezuela. And what would that mean overall to the inventory, the price of oil, eventually what we pay at the pump?
Well, I think President Trump and the White House and the oil and natural gas industry and companies of all sizes share the same goal. We want energy security. We want stability in our hemisphere. And oil and natural gas is the opportunity to help provide that and to stabilize that economy and to improve the quality of life. So Venezuela does have the largest proven oil reserves in the world. And yet their production is really dismal. Best figures that we have is that Venezuela is producing 800,000 to 900,000 barrels of oil a day right now. To put that in context, Texas alone is producing 5.8 million barrels a day. And so the production is small. At its peak, when things were humming along the best in Venezuela, they were producing about 3.5 million barrels a day. But there's been so much degradation. There's been so much lack of investment and corruption in that government that's driven people out that it's in poor condition today. So there's two things I think that we can think about that directly impacts Texas. The first one is Venezuelan oil is heavy crude, very thick. The crude that we produce from the shale plays here in Texas and in America is a much lighter weight oil. So our refineries along the Gulf Coast are designed to operate on a blend of this heavy and lightweight oils. And consumers benefit if there's, better, more resources available for that heavy oil. And if you'll look, Sergio, the last few years, Canadian imports of heavy oil has increased substantially. And so really what we're talking about is creating a little competition for that and to make it better here. And that can happen immediately when the sanctions are lifted. Longer term, I think Venezuela is synonymous with potential. With the amount of proven reserves there and the fact that Texas is home to companies that produce oil and gas all over the world, we're positioned to go in and help develop that country and to meet the growing global demand. We've talked, there's been a lot of talk about energy transition, oil going away. Oil today, the demand for oil is higher than it's ever been. That gets lost in the headlines today when we talk about glut and changes, but the demand for oil is higher than it's ever been. And so developing resources is something that's going to continue. And I think Texas, we're not afraid of competition. Look, we've got the best people. We have the best legal and commercial structure. We have a safe environment. And so we're going to continue to be our dominant role. And we can do that globally by helping Venezuela.
Todd Staples with Texas Oil and Gas Association, and going back to, investors losing billions in the infrastructure. The communists, they nationalized, they stole everything that had been invested in Venezuela. Do you see? Well, maybe some of the bigger investors might not go in there, but are there enough? Is there enough capital? Or is there enough courage in the industry to get in there and say and trust that the necessary regulatory and legal and all those changes that need to happen in Venezuela, that will happen in order for them to make some money? That's the whole idea. You got to make some money and then pump out all that oil.
That's right. And safety of employees, right, is the number one issue. We even in Texas, safety, safe workplace here, safe workplace in Venezuela is all paramount to investment and people following. I think so. To answer your question, the Trump administration knows what it takes to make the economy hum, right? I mean, we have that in place in America. We have that in place in Texas. That's why the Rio Grande Valley is experiencing these LNG facilities that are transforming what's going on in those communities, creating jobs. I mean, right here in Texas, we have 8 billion cubic feet of liquefied natural gas export capacity that's being added underway. We have 23 billion cubic feet of pipelines that are being added. These types of things can happen in Venezuela, but it's going to take time. I just think that's the big thing. These things do not happen overnight. You have to match supply with demand. The global demand is growing. And so the team at the administration understands the basic fundamentals that have to be in place. And it's just going to take time to get that there. I think the Venezuelan people have to decide where they want to go going forward. And President Trump has made a strong commitment to ensuring that if they make these correct reforms, that the United States is going to be there to back them up.
Just something to put on your to-do list, I guess, for next time you speak. We had leadership in Brownsville, some of them very positive on the possibility that maybe we would see the nation's first oil refiner, a facility at the Port of Brownsville. There would be a candidate site for something like that. Be nice to see in the future something like that become a reality. As far as what is beneath our feet, Todd, Eagleford is great, right? Extracting all this gas, and of course, fracking, getting all that energy, putting in tubes and sending it to the coast. Great. But the Burgos Basin where we stand right now, northern Mexico, southern Texas, I mean, you talk about reserves that are huge. Have you seen any movement, any talk, you being in the industry, anybody willing to take it to the next level? Like, what needs to happen let's go ahead and punch a hole in the ground and get the energy beneath our feet here in the Burgos Basin, northern Mexico, southern Texas?
Again, I think the potential is there. And the reason why is because every oil or gas well that's drilled and completed and starts flowing starts depleting. The flow rates start declining. And so that's why you have to have a competitive cycle to continue to explore new basins and new opportunities. And so you do have that there. There's no doubt about it. And it just depends on when the economics are right. And it's just like any consumer. You want to get the lowest fruit on the tree first. That's the easiest to get, and then you go in and get those others. But I mean, Mexico is a great example. They're producing about 1.9 million barrels of oil a day. Mexico, Sergio, is a huge importer of Texas natural gas, and so Texas companies are working with Mexico. We're exporting that natural gas, we're importing those revenues and keeping those jobs here at home. And so there's a lot of bright opportunities for the Rio Grande Valley, I believe, and many people in that area continue to work and go out 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off and come back just like they do all over the state in order to meet the needs.
And for Mr. Staples, as always, thank you for your time. Come and see us here at the KURV studio next time you're in town, Todd.
Absolutely.
Right. Thank you, sir. President of the Texas Oil and Gas Association, Todd Staples. The morning news on News Talk 710 KURV. Headlines: a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. Cartel members with ties to the Valley turned over to U.S. authorities by the Mexican government just a few days back. The men were among 37 fugitives turned over by Mexico to the U.S. One individual was once a Los Zetas Plaza boss at Falcon Lakes. And AEP Texas saying they are ready to handle any power outages in North and Austin, perhaps San Antonio, as a result of ice and snow expected starting today and well into the weekend. For us, again, close to freezing temperatures on Sunday night to Monday morning, and going to be in the 30s Monday night to Tuesday morning. And, of course, the cold front arrives late tomorrow on Saturday. Should be perhaps in the 40s overnight into Sunday morning. Thank you for joining us on News Talk 710 KURV. This is your radio station, Valley, for the AFC and NFC championship game. That is Sunday, 1 p.m., brought to you by McAllen Bolt. A check of sports up next.
Experience everything Bert Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh has to offer. Service, selection, and quality. Indulge yourself with bold design and set the standard with comfort and performance in a new Cadillac CT5. Now just $639 per month. More style, more innovation, more you. Make your move. Set yourself apart and discover a new standard of luxury ownership. Visit us online at BertOgdenCadillac.com or come in today to Bert Ogden Cadillac in Edinburgh, where legends are made. Dale gas!
Painful reminder this week how sometimes when the Lord says, that's it, time to punch out, it is unexpected. And the shock is made even worse and more painful when, well, you know how it is when there's no life insurance or the financial situation is not properly put in order. A reminder to do that for your immediate family, the folks who have to deal with the fact that the Lord says it's time to come home. We just don't know when that expiration date hits. So part of loving your family now, with the life insurance, with the financials, everything put straight, make sure you take care of everything, is also pre-planning and prepaying that funeral event. My mom and dad did this for me. I'm an only son, and I had to carry the entire weight of all of that. And I thank God. I thank God for my good parents. I had really wonderful parents. And they pre-planned and they prepaid that funeral event. So Carla McCaleb, I'm going to give you her personal number. Carla McCaleb, Mark and Carla McCaleb with the McCaleb Funeral Home Clan of Westaco. Carla, waiting for your call. Someone from the family will go to you, have a sit down. Let's meet. Let's talk about the pre-planning, prepaying. Put it on the shelf, wait on the Lord. And that way you know you just gave a lot of love to your immediate family. Here's the number to call Carla. Call her, text her, set up that appointment, pre-plan, prepay. 956-650-2841.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. You're trying to set some new weight goals? If you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that and more. If you're worried about things like low testosterone, Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area, call 956-803-0058 and in Harlingen, 956-368-5247. That's drtsprimary.care.com.
Patriots, Broncos, Rams, Seahawks. It's Westwood One's coverage of the AFC and NFC playoffs. This Sunday, coverage begins at 1, powered by McAllen Bolt and News Talk 710 KURV.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for men and women.
The San Antonio Spurs were back in action yesterday as they defeated the Utah Jazz 126-109. Things were close in the first quarter, tied at 31, but the Spurs took over in the second quarter, outscoring the Jazz by 12. Next up, the Spurs return home to host the Pelicans Sunday night at 6 with coverage on FanDuel Sports Network Southwest. The Houston Rockets fell short on the road again as they dropped last night's game in overtime to the Philadelphia 76ers 128-122. In the final minute of regulation and the game tied at 113, Kevin Durant hit this jump shot to put the Rockets in front.
Durant got to 3. Wow, his fifth. He's got 34.
Tyrese Maxey would answer with a two-pointer for Philly and send the game to OT, where the Sixers were successful on all but 3 of their possessions, which earned them the 6-point win. The loss snaps Houston's 3-game win streak, and they'll look to bounce back tonight in Detroit as they face the Pistons at 6 with coverage on Prime Video. The Dallas Stars didn't get the turnaround they were looking for as they fell to the Columbus Blue Jackets last night by a score of 1-0. The game is more evidence that the Stars need to work on the power play efficiency as Dallas missed on both of the Columbus penalties. Next up, the Stars have a 2-game series versus the St. Louis Blues starting at home tomorrow at 7 with coverage on Victory Plus. With your Texas in the Morning Sports Report, I'm Jet Nelson.
Got a cold front on the way. AccuWeather says it likely arrives, crosses the valley sometime later tomorrow. So the forecast today, low 80s. Mid-80s. Forecast tomorrow, likely hitting low 80s. And then the cold front crosses sometime after mid-afternoon and going into sundown. Highs on Sunday, 50s, mid-50s. Highs on Monday, low 50s. So, let's say Sunday night to Monday morning in the 30s, possibly mid-30s. And Monday night to Tuesday morning, possibly in the mid to upper 30s as well. That's your AccuWeather forecast. Border Bridge wait times as posted on KURV.com. Let's see here. Let's refresh it, Freddie. Refresh it. Let's see what we're getting. So it's a 1-hour wait time at Ansalduas. Hidalgo Bridge, 1 hour, 45 minutes at FAR. And let's see if they've updated. No, they're still enjoying El Pato tacos. They're all entranced by their delicious tacos. So we need an update for Cameron County, kids. Come on, put the tacos down. Give us the numbers. This is the Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV. This is your station for the AFC and NFC championship games. If you're running around town, I wonder what's going on with these dudes. Yeah, tune in starting at 1 p.m. Sunday on 710 KURV, made possible by McAllen Bolt. Business news, check of your money up next. I think the safe money is by making a phone call to Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, which, by the way, doesn't require any money up front, any money at all, just to meet the good folks. Let the folks at Chamberlain Roofing Waterproofing come meet you and see your properties for free. Expert eyes, folks who are the most knowledgeable in commercial roofing systems, go up there and see if everything's okay with your commercial roof. It's that simple. I'm going to give you a number to call. Call or text Chamberlain Roofing Waterproofing. Tell these folks, hey, Serge was talking about you again. Come over, take a look at all my buildings. I'm the manager for all these buildings for this property owner or government entity. I need to know if everything's okay. I don't want water coming down on us and shutting us down. Nope, you don't want that. So for free, an inspection, a report, the weak spots and what's going on with your commercial roofing systems from Chamberlain. The website, chamberlainltd.com, cutting-edge roof installation and advanced waterproofing technology. Chamberlain Roofing Waterproofing. Call or text now. Get that free appointment, 956-655-6178.
Whether it's rodeo in the amazing Dickies Arena, livestock and horse shows, Carnival Midway, or the Mattress Firm Petting Zoo, the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo is always the perfect fit for Western fun and entertainment. January 16th through February 7th at the Will Rogers Memorial Center in the heart of Fort Worth's Cultural District. There's food and fun for every taste, and don't forget the amazing rodeo shopping vendors and live music in the Michelob Ultra Roadhouse on Simmons Bank Plaza. Go to FWSSR.com for more information. It's the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo presented by North Texas Chevy dealers, Reliant, Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, Dickies, Simmons Bank, and Texas Health. The Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. This thing is legendary.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC, McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. SM Health and United Healthcare have reached a new multi-year agreement, preventing thousands of people from losing their in-network medical coverage. Negotiations for a new contract stalled last year, as SSM and United Healthcare accused the other of causing the impasse. Tesla CEO Elon Musk said his company has removed human safety monitors from some of its robo-taxi fleet vehicles in Austin. Tesla promised to scale a driverless ride-hail service in the U.S. last year, but fell far shy of that goal with limited operations, starting only in Austin and San Francisco. Shares of Tesla rose 4.2% upon the news. Capital One is acquiring payment startup Brex for $5.15 billion, the latest splashy deal undertaken by CEO Richard Fairbank. Brex was previously valued at $12.3 billion. The more than 50% decline in valuation shows the headwinds that even successful fintechs have encountered. Futures are slightly lower. Thursday, the Dow Industrials gained 306. That's Your Money Now.
AccuWeather says highs today, 2 gasps of warmth. So highs today, mid-80s, low 80s tomorrow. And then we get a cold front later tomorrow, sometime after mid-afternoon. In the afternoon, possibly closer to sundown. And then on Sunday, Sunday and Monday highs only in the 50s, which means that Sunday night to Monday and then Monday to Tuesday morning in the 30s, likely mid-30s across South Texas. Your station for AccuWeather. This is News Talk 710 KURV. And if you've been living under a rock and you're planning to head on north, drive to San Antonio or Dallas, pay attention. They might have some frozen precip starting as early as today in North Texas, Dallas area, and eventually in Central Texas as well. We got movie mom Nell Minow coming up after Fox News in about 4 minutes on 710 KURV. JP and Jeff at Amigo Power Equipment waiting for you today because they got that beautiful orange Kubota equipment and the attachments to help you get the job done. Got to move some earth or maybe punch some holes in the ground, put some fencing out there, chop up stuff, mowing, grading, whatever you need to take care of your property. They've got it. They've got the Kubota equipment at Amigo Power Equipment in Edinburgh, including the number one selling compact tractor in the nation. That's Kubota at Amigo Power. So stop by today. They're on Monte Cristo, just west of Business 281, right behind the Nunez supermarket, behind the Madonnas. Right there's Amigo Power. Right now, you can take home Kubota equipment for 0% financing if you qualify, or save up to $3,500. You choose. Now through the end of February, all the way to February 28th, you can get a lot of details at KubotaUSA.com, or just stop by and visit with JP and Jeff. They got some hot coffee waiting for you there in the showroom. Go see all that equipment. 0% down if you qualify. Savings up to $3,500 on Kubota equipment at Amigo Power Equipment, Edinburgh, Monte Cristo.
The eternal struggle. Too hot? Too cold? Forget about it. Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and HVAC will make your home a true Goldilocks zone. Don't bear it alone when your fairy tale home feels like a nightmare gone wrong. Mighty Mike is your shining hero who will save the day with service that's not too early, not too late, but just right. Call Mighty Mike at 956-686-1353 or visit callmightymike.com. Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and HVAC. Get it right. Call Mighty Mike. Mighty Mike to the rescue.
Just one call to solve it all.
Texas Republicans. President Trump has been betrayed by failed politician Mayra Flores. Listen for yourself.
President Trump made plenty of mistakes. President Trump made plenty of mistakes.
Mayra Flores keeps running for Congress and losing, underperforming President Trump. Now records reveal why. Mayra Flores has been caught in a scheme paying herself and family over $150,000 with campaign funds, enriching herself at South Texas expense. Betrays Trump, enriches herself? We can't can't trust failing Myra Flores. That's why President Trump has endorsed conservative fighter Eric Flores, an Army infantry captain. Eric Flores fought for his country, took on the cartels as a federal prosecutor, and Eric never backs down from a fight. Trump gives Eric his complete and total endorsement. Trump said Eric's an America First patriot who will secure the border, champion law enforcement, and who will never let you down.
I'm Eric Flores, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Eric Flores for Congress.
Everything you need to know to start your day.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
Happy Friday. This is the Valley's Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV. Show producer Brent Cruz. I'm Sergio Sanchez. We got AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. He's the popular guy this morning. Everybody asking about the cold weather crossing Texas today, hitting us tomorrow. And we got Mom. It's a Friday. Movie Mom Nell Meadow coming up in 2 minutes on the Valley's Morning News. A service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Flight cancellations piling up this morning before the snow and ice piles up in 40 states, sending people scrambling for the necessities. This woman in Dallas.
I'm just looking for a loaf of bread to get me through the weekend.
Fox meteorologist Adam Klotz.
On the southern tier of this system, you're looking at a big ice maker. On the northern end of this, that is where the snow is going to fall.
National Weather Service Director Ken Graham on Fox and Friends.
It's not just the snow. In some places, it's the snow and it'll be sleet and ice. We're going to have large areas of sleet, with making travel absolutely hazardous.
President Trump on Truth Social saying in part record cold wave expected hit 40 states, rarely seen anything like it before. Many are expected to brave frigid wind chills on the streets of Minneapolis later today for a day of action, demonstrating against ice enforcement from the Trump administration. America's listening to Fox News.
West of us in Laredo, the sheriff, who's also the brother of Democrat Congressman Henry Cuellar, has been indicted on federal fraud charges. Webb County Sheriff Martin Cuellar appeared in court, pleaded not guilty. Investigators saying that Sheriff Cuellar and two of his deputies operated a cleaning company that used county employees and supplies. The company secured $500,000 in a contract to clean schools in Laredo during COVID. Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. You know what that song means? It's time for Mom, movie mom Nell Meadow, and all her beauty at 710 KURV live or Facebook page. Right, Freddie? Got it online and 710 KURV YouTube and X. Go see Mom. Beautiful Nell Meadow. Happy Friday, Mom. Welcome back. So Freddie was saying, what did Mom bring me? What did Mom bring me? I said, Mom hasn't even put down the luggage yet. Just wait a few minutes. So we got something called Mercy at the box office this weekend, right? So what is that, Mom?
You know what? For January, it's not that bad. It's a thriller with Chris Pratt set in the future in Los Angeles. He kind of wakes up, or I should say comes to. He's been in an alcoholic blackout, strapped to a chair in AI court. The criminal system has been turned over to AI, and he's got 90 minutes to prove that he didn't kill his wife. Wow. And he's a cop himself. He helped set up the AI judge. And so he's got to figure it out. He's got access to everything, all the bank records, all the texting, all the video of everything. And he's got to pull it all up and figure out what happened. Most of the movie is actually inside that one room, but they keep it from feeling claustrophobic, except when they wanted to, with 3D IMAX. So you want to see it in the 3D IMAX. Chris Pratt actually great in it. It gets a little silly toward the end, but you know what? For January, I'll take it.
Okay. Well, at least it doesn't have, a plant saying the same thing over and over again. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot.
No.
Tried it in movies like this.
No.
Private Life. What is that, Mom? At the box
Jodie Foster speaks French. That's the thing about her. She speaks French. This is the first time she's made a movie a French movie. She plays an American therapist. It's called A Private Life. She plays an American therapist living in Paris, and she believes that one of her patients has been murdered. And so she teams up with her ex-husband, played by the wonderful French actor Daniel Auteuil, and the chemistry between the two of them is a reason to see the movie. So if you're looking for a gentler murder mystery this weekend, that's it. But I've got better news on streaming. Can we move to streaming?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All the James Bond movies are on Netflix. You can go back and watch them all in order, starting with Sean Connery, Timothy Dalton, Pierce Brosnan, Daniel Craig. We can skip George Lazenby. But yeah, all the James Bond movies are there. And if you're interested in kind of a retro spy thing, you want to see something new, Ponies on Paramount Plus. Set in 1970s Moscow, 2 women married to spies kind of on their own in Moscow, and then their husbands are killed and they take over as spies. You know why? Because nobody pays attention to women.
See, that's what you get, Freddie, for not paying attention to mom.
That's right. So 2 of my favorite movies from last month now on streaming. You've got to watch Rental Family with Brendan Fraser. You are going to love that movie.
Okay.
And Song Sung Blue with Hugh Jackman and just nominated for an Oscar, Kate Hudson, in a true story of a couple who had not a Neil Diamond tribute band, a Neil Diamond tribute experience.
You lost me when you said Neil Diamond. Sorry, Mom.
Right. Well, listen,
Yeah.
I was so inspired by this movie. I'm going to my first tribute band concert tonight.
Yeah.
Earth, Wind, and Fire tribute band.
Yeah. At events like this, they're not only serving Coca-Cola and other stuff, but also Ensure at the. I'm sorry. I really regret. I'm sorry, Mom. I love you.
Caroline. Who doesn't love Sweet Caroline? Okay, next week we got some scary movies. Send Help. Watch the trailer. It looks terribly scary. We got a concert movie with Charlie XCX, and things are going to start picking up in February.
Hug and a kiss. Stay warm, Mom. I know things are really, really cold up in D.C. these days. That's movie mom Nell Minow on 710 KURV.
Look at the rack on that one. That buck's been eating Purina Antler Max 20 because it ensures maximum antler growth. In the fall, Martin Farm and Ranch recommends Purina Rut and Conditioner 16 for keeping your deer and exotics in top condition during winter rut. For breeding operations, we're fully stocked with Antler Max deer breeder rations with a large selection of all seasons feeders and blinds and Purina Antler Max feeds. Your deer couldn't do any better.
Martin Farm and Ranch Supply, your premier Purina feed dealer. Just ask the horse.
They say that actions speak louder than words. So we'll let the all-new, state-of-the-art BMW 4 show you what that means. Choose from an incredible selection of new BMWs with the same exceptional service you've come to know. Right now, you can lease a new BMW X3 for just $599 a month with $52.39 due at signing. Come see why BMW has always been known as the ultimate driving machine. BMW of Far, now open on the corner of Expressway 281 and Owasso in Far. Come find your new BMW today.
Hi there, my name is Tony Bolstead. My wife and I, Carol, own Sand Monsters. We'd like you to come on out and have fun. We've got a half-mile long track.